Smitty and Elandil's here, and K-Man is here. Wow, you guys are early too. Thank you guys for showing up. I super appreciate you. I'm gonna start this thing out by saying hit the thumbs up or down button thingy, because I never do that. I never say that in the very beginning. Also, while I'm thinking about it, most likely going to be a museum live stream tomorrow, and as soon as I have a link to that, or hopefully Sean can just post those because I made him a moderator. Hopefully he can post those links himself right there in the chat. To eat quickly. I only got 10 minutes before I got to go, but wanted to say hi. What's up, Smitty? Man, I'm glad you made it. Miss Marilyn is here. Hello, Miss Marilyn. That makes me think of the holiday season coming up, and they're saying it's going to be hard to get gifts, so why not go ahead and get a gooey butter cake? I don't know. Thanksgiving, like, you always got to bring something if you're going to a family member's house. Bring one of Miss Marilyn's gooey butter cakes, right? That's my opinion. You guys, if I should, do I have a video on my channel? I think I probably do have a video on my channel of a gooey butter cake. I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do. I'm sure there's others out there as well. So, what's up, Phoenix? Looks like I think your name changed in between the week here. Also have a package here. What did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. From Randy. I want to say call. I don't want to say his last name. I probably shouldn't do that, huh? Yeah. I don't want to give out any of that info. Let me, real quick, take a snapshot of this. That way I have it for myself in case I might need it. Oh, come on. Camera stopped working. There we go. Alright, I think I got it. Yep. Cool. Anyway, got a package here. Going to start off with, Moose Drool Brown Ale. This definitely, helps loosen up the mood, I guess, for the whole live stream thingy that I do here. Thingy. Man, it's been so many years. I want to start, making some t-shirts. Anybody who would like to give me some pointers on that, or maybe even help me out, hit me up, because I seriously do want to start doing that, and I got to start writing down my ideas. I've had some really good ideas. At least I think they were good ideas. I said really good. I think they were really good ideas. It's a personal opinion, but I think there's some really good ideas I've had to make some t-shirts and maybe a couple other things, but I think a coffee cup might be good too, because I use the crap out of coffee cups myself, and I know a lot of other people out there do as well, especially folks that watch my videos and other types of videos like mine. So now this thing, it's not very old. I did zero research for it because I think it's from like 2011 or so, something like maybe 12 even. There's a 12 on the bottom of this bottle. I've come to find out that doesn't necessarily matter. There's also an 11 right in the middle here, which could mean 2011. So it might be 10 years old. To me, that sounds like hardly anything. Almost Maryland says hats. Yeah, I would definitely do hats because, look, I'm a hat guy. I've been wearing hats literally as long as I can remember, since I was a little child, and it's been part of my everyday. But it's got to be the right hat. So, Sebastian. Sorry, the dog wouldn't shut up. If I'm going to do a hat, it's got to be the right hat. It's got to have the right fit. Hang on, guys. Make him stop. Run him off. Go. Right now. Sit down. Until your food's ready. Wait. Wait till your food's ready. Standing there barking ain't going to get it done quicker. Sorry about that, folks. The dog is anxious for his food, and I'm not the one giving it to him, so I can't make him mind. Anyway, while we're all together, real quick, I'm going to make it real quick to look up this Moose Drool. Is it brown ale? Yep. Moose. Nope. Moose Drool Brown ale. And then as soon as I do this, I'm going to also post a link. You know, in a just make a real quick post. Let's see here. Details. Big Sky. Looks like Amber, make him stop. Make him come in here and sit down. Okay. Looks like it's 5% alcohol. Whoa, okay. It's whole black malts. It's got let's see, Moose Drool Ale was brewed with pale caramel, chocolate, and whole black malts. And Kent Goldings, Liberty, and Willamette hops. Interesting. So this is actually brewed with caramel and chocolate. So I wonder if that's going to come through in the flavor at all. Probably not. Supposedly it has a creamy texture. It's a very malty beer, but with just enough hops presence to keep it from being too sweet. Ooh, okay. So this might actually be a borderline sweet beer. That's interesting. I'm curious to know when this brewery started up and when they it's made by Big Sky Brewing, which we can find that on the bottle, I'm sure. It looks very different today. Let me show you a picture. There's what it looks like now. Very different. Other photos down here of it. It's definitely changed its look since this more vintage-ish bottle that I have here. And so far, none of the photos that I found online match up with the type of bottle that I have here, which is also kind of interesting. So this is a earlier rendition of this Moose Drool brown ale. Yeah, none of these look at all. Yeah, I just went to the images, but nothing popping up looking like this bad boy. So yeah, this is probably I would say probably in the earlier days of its start of this particular side brand that they have here of the Moose Drool Brown Ale. Let's see here. Contents, 12 fluid ounces. Let's see if there's any more info. Big Sky Brewing Company, Missoula, Montana. Bottled by Portland Brewing, Portland, Oregon. So it was brewed in Portland, Oregon. And looks like the original brewing company is out of Missoula. Alright, well, I think that's enough info on this. Oh yeah, let me post a link real quick. I'm gonna set that up there. Hopefully it'll sit there. Brownie, really? Yikes. Alright, let me post a link real quick. It will take me just a minute. Typically about a minute. Okay, share, copy link, create a post, paste. Oh crap! I don't have an image. Well, now I gotta back out. Sorry, guys. If Sean shows up, Sean, send me a link to the live stream if you're having one tomorrow, and I will post a link to that gladly. Yep. Takes me just a second to get the image that I need here, because I don't have it on this other device. Kind of silly, I know. Alright, let's do this again. I had that post almost ready to post there. Alright, clipboard, link, photo, boom, edit, there we go, save. Join in the chat. Post. Alright. Post is done. And Cat's got to go. Oh, yeah. Alright. Flip the camera around. Here we go. Got a hat on this week. I listened. You guys didn't like the no hat. Smoky. Okay. Very little air come out of there, which is a little concerning. This one is so dark I can't tell. Like, it's that dark. I can't see if there's chunks in it. I'm going to assume there probably is. I've got one in there. I've got to show you guys. I don't even know if I'm going to attempt to drink it. I might, but it's by far the chunkiest one that I've seen, and it's a malt. It's a malt. What? Like a 40, like a malt beverage. Okay. Definitely doesn't have that bite that I like to have whenever I open one of these up. No fizzing into my nose either. I think this one might have been compromised. Even though that cap was on there really good. I don't know about this. I don't pick up the chocolate or the caramel. It does smell pretty hoppy though. Like if you've ever smelled hops before, it has that almost what I would call like a borderline sour smell to it, somewhat. I don't know. Ooh, that's not a pleasant. The more it airs out, the worse it gets. Almost has like a vomit, which I wouldn't want to smell vomit, but this is not vomit, obviously. It just has a hint of that, I would call it. A tinge. Alright. This one's pretty cold. Yeah, I'll have to go get that Curious Pete, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because it's funky. And it's probably from the 70s or 80s, I think. Alright, here we go. Because I don't have it here on the table. I'll go grab it just as soon as I get done here. Oh. Yep. It's definitely oxygen damaged. Really bad. That has absolutely no fizziness to it whatsoever anymore, which I don't think beer has carbonation the same. I need to look into this and so I know my facts, but I don't think beer has carbonation the same as what like soda does. I think it's a different reaction that's causing that the bubble effect, and the that bite and fizziness that you get when you drink it. So yeah, Michael, none whatsoever. It's as flat as a board. It's bad. I find that the ones that are flat like this by far are the hardest to drink, and I was hoping that this would have some of those chocolate or caramel notes. I don't pick up any of that, and I'm getting some of the original flavor, obviously, but it's also very oxygen damaged. I can't even smell it anymore. It's like, well, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. God, I'm delaying the inevitable here. Screw it. Down the hatch. It's bad. Oh. It definitely has that almost like a man. I hate to describe it like that. I don't know how else to put it. It tastes like puke. It's nasty. I don't know that I would have liked this fresh, but I certainly do not like it um, old and flat. I tried to drink it all, but it was too cold. It was too cold. Now that I still can't see any light through it whatsoever, and my light that I have right here is quite powerful. I think it's like 150 uh, watts at least. It gets very hot too, very quick. That light does. Oh yeah, the end is. Oh, that was bad. Ooh, the end was different. Okay, so the bottom of that did have some chunks, but nothing huge. Uh, what CT, to answer your question, kind of loosens up the vibe, kind of, and it's experimental. Is to find out each one of these how differently they held up, I guess. Big Sky Brewing. But thank you for that super chat, CT, man. Thank you so much, dude. Um, I hope I answered your question. I gotta go grab that malt and show you guys. It's interesting looking, I would say, and I'll show you these other two that I have out here as well. You can look those while I'm gone, but I'll be right back. Okay, yeah, this one right here. This one scares me. Okay, it's Crazy Horse. The original. It's claiming to be the original malt liquor. Um, it's 1.8 liters, whatever that is. Oh, it's a quart. Well, no, it's a quart plus 8 fluid ounces. Oh, it's a 40. Anyway, let's take a look here. Look at that. This thing is as chunky almost as it is liquid. Like, that's not. See, the bottom's discolored from the chunks. But I'll shake it up for you guys a little bit. Look at those. That is not a joke. I don't know if I can handle that. I really don't know. Um, ugh. I'm curious to whether or not this thing's actually sealed. If it is not, if I go to open this and this does not pop, then I definitely won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, because it's hard to tell what could be in there. This is another cool one. These were all provided by gabeRILLA. He hooked me up with all these. Here, this one's a product of Belgium. This is 2 pints, 18.8 fluid ounces. Brewed and bottled by, yep. Anyway, Belgium. I don't want to try to pronounce that stuff and sound stupid. There is a barcode on it, which kind of gives it away that it's, past a certain date. I don't know when they started using barcodes over there. Some sort of marking there. Defo. Brewed by the artisans of the 21st century, blah, 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 deep in the midst of the Belgian Ardennes Mountains. The legend of the gnomes. Schofs, who once brewed in this mysterious region. Some gnomes used to brew, huh? The inspiration for the eccentric bottle conditioned double fermented ale. Anyway, great big huge bottle. This thing, I would have to say I'd be absolutely like tossed if I drank that whole thing. And then there's this. This one, this is just like one of the most interesting beer bottles I've ever seen in person. The only labeling is right here. Of course, there is. It's kind of dirty. I need to clean it up, but I don't know what that stuff is on it. But here's the label. It's German beer. It's imported from Germany. This is a little over. It's five. It's a little over half a gallon. 0.525 or 0.526. So this thing's upside down. 0.526 right there, gallons. Global Trading Incorporated, Milwaukee. Interesting. Imported German beer, brewed and bottled by. Yep. I'm not going to try to pronounce any of that. But what a cool bottle, right? This thing weighs. Man, how much does that weigh? Over 5 pounds for sure. Like, probably more, maybe even closer to 10. Actually, it might be closer to 10 pounds. I don't know. If I curl it, I don't know. That doesn't feel like a 10-pound weight, I think. I ain't messed with 10-pound weights in a long time. 25 pounds typically what I mess with. It's heavy, though. It's heavy. Heavy, interesting looking bottle. I don't think anybody would argue that this is an interesting looking bottle. Now, this may be typical in the beer in like the beer trading community, because I know that there's a community out there that does nothing but trade beer, different locations, different places in the world. Because I actually got a little taste of that through eating history, and of course the seal is still in place. So this one right here is all going to depend on whether or not this rubber seal right here has been able to keep the air out, which I'm pretty sure it has. Get the ceramic top. It's an interesting bottle anyway. I just thought it'd be cool to show you guys that. And then, of course, like I said, there's this crazy horse, disgusting malt liquor right here that's just, ugh. I just have a feeling that, I don't know. Maybe I could drink about that much of it before I started getting into the heavy chunks of it. But then again, I don't know. And it is missing part of the top label right there. So I don't know that I would dive into it anyways. It just kind of depends. They're super cool though, man. And I can't thank Gabe enough for hooking me up with these, because if it wasn't for him, I'd never have an opportunity to even try something like this. This one right here. So it's over half a gallon. Drinking that entire thing by yourself within a, short period of time, I would have to imagine would equal, I don't know, either a really good time or a really bad time, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? Let's see what we got left over. Here's the smokes Miss Marilyn sent me, which I'll be having one of those shortly. Actually, I'd like to have one right now, but I'll wait. I'll hit my vape up here. Let's see what we got left in this Polish Military 24-hour SRG7. This thing is actually from 2016, so June 21st, 2016. If you can see the date there now. Now, I cannot say enough about the meal that I had last week. Holy cow. I finished up the rest of that meal the next evening, because by the time I got done cleaning everything up and got everything put up, I just wasn't hungry enough to eat it. I heated the rest of that pork roll up the next evening, and oh my gosh. It was better the second time around, and I'm not joking. This is the type of food that's in these Polish rations that I would go to a restaurant and pay good money to have a meal like I've had out of these Polish rations. The last one I had was a menu 5 that I did on a live stream, and I've actually given a couple of those away, of the menu 5s, and it still to this day has my favorite international main that I've ever had, and that was chicken breast in a cheese sauce. And it was absolutely outstanding. By far, the best MRE military main that I've ever had. I mean, they're hands down. There's not even I don't anything in contention. Now, the one that I had last week, it's up there. Like, it's really up there to being like probably my number 2 or 3 on my favorite mains. Now, let's see if this week, if this is going to continue that streak with the Polish military ration. Because these things, I'm telling you, it's weird because it's like an endorsement. But if you can get your hands on a Polish military ration and you think that you would even remotely like the taste of the main, get it. Because I'd almost put money on it that you would love it. So, package of freeze-dried fruit. We'll be opening that this week. Here's the rest of the 100-gram, 60% cocoa dark chocolate bar. I mean, who else does that? I can't think of anybody else that gives you a 100-gram solid dark chocolate bar. This is going to be the white crisp breads. There's a baggie. I don't know what that's from. Something. What else do we... Oh, here's the paper. Here we got our rusks or tank treads or really, really hard crackers, whatever. Their best by date was 2018. November 17th, 2018. So, what's today's date? What is today? Okay, it's not November. It's not November. Here is our Mexican chicken stew. That is what it's called, right? It's been a week since I looked at this. Hold on here. Meal C, Meal B, pork rolls, Meal A, specialty pork, Mexican chicken stew. Yes. Okay. So the honey was actually supposed to go with this meal. I screwed that up. And this, what is this? That's a specialty pork. So it's going to be Meal B. Nope, Meal C. Where's Meal C at? Nope. Here we go. Yep, okay. So it's Meal C, the first thing in Meal C. Pork and gravy. This is pork and gravy. So this is going to be suspended in some kind of gelatin, I'm going to assume. And it feels like it might be bulging a bit. Yeah. I'm not eating that, guys. It is. It's actually bulging somewhat. I don't think that one little dent right there could make it bulge like that. It's not really a dent there. I mean, a little tiny spot, but it doesn't feel like anything. But it does feel like it's got some pressure built up inside of there, which is not what you want to find in any canned product. Any canned product that you find that has started to bulge and have pressure on it, that looks like the lid isn't sunk down in the way it's supposed to be, vacuumed, don't eat it. Just don't even mess with it. Don't eat it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the possible sickness, the possible death that could result from. I got half the thing of crackers from last week. I don't. Anyway, got a whole bunch of these different teas here. We have 3 different flavors still. I'll have to look at them. What's what there? There's should be 3 more in here, I think, or maybe 2 more. I think there was a total of 6. Now there should be 5 because I had one last week. Here's our stove kit, which we're not going to use this week either. I don't see the point in it. 2 cutlery kits. Here's our little cup of goodies that has wet wipe in it, some vitamin C candy, salt and pepper, some xylitol gum, and some napkins, and also cups. They provide you with 4 cups per ration. Set it right there, which I think is generous. I think that's a cool addition that you don't see in every. Well, you don't see in any other ration that I can think of where you get a cup. Here is our fruit bar, which I freaking love these things. I love them. They're healthy. They're good for you. They're wrapped in rice paper so you can like rip them with your fingers and it doesn't get on your fingers. I assume that's why it doesn't stick to the package also. This one is fig flavored. Fig flavor. But I love those things. Love, love, love them. And here we have some jam. I can't remember if there's a flavor on that or not. Some of the stuff from the cup fell out here, looks like. And that's everything. So, we're going to get started here. We got the vitamin C candy, salt, pepper, Be Fresh wet wipe, xylitol gum. This thing's supposed to be lemon scented. Let's find out real quick. Go ahead and clean my hands. It's got an orange tint to it. There's no doubt about that. I don't know if you guys could tell whenever I opened it up, but very, very flimsy. Wow. Almost impossible to unfold without ripping to pieces. Anyway, it's still wet, so. Ooh, it doesn't quite smell like lemon. I mean, faintly, I would say, a lemon scent to that. It does smell like, anybody who's ever been in a rest area bathroom, this is what it smells like. This smells like a rest area bathroom. Obviously some sort of lemon cleaner, lemon scented cleaner that they used in there, but that's what that smells like, a lemon scented cleaner. It's not overpowering with the lemon scent though, but cool. That's still wet. Use that maybe to wipe my mouth here in a little bit. So I guess I've only got 4 teas left. Huh. Thought I had more than that. Anyway, let's see here. It's kind of hard for me to tell the difference. Okay. I cannot tell the difference between any of these. Oh, maybe it's down here. Yeah. This is... This word right here is different. This one right here is different. These two are the same. Right here. Yeah. And this one's also different. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to pick one of these to drink. Now, before I get started, I'm going to push all this over to the side. So we're going to be going through all of this. Can't wait to have me some freeze-dried fruit. The stuff that I used to get at the Dollar Tree, they don't sell it anymore, man. I'm bummed out about that. Okay. Alright. So I have a box here. And as I mentioned, this is from Randy. Randy, if you're in the chat, sound off. Because I probably only know your YouTube name. I probably don't know what your real name is to go along with your YouTube name. I didn't see an email unless I missed it. Because I did look at my emails yesterday and today. I didn't see anything that had popped up or anything. Maybe like I said, maybe I missed it. That is very possible. Not going to say that I didn't. Hey, Miss Trucker's here. Cool. Hit me up, Divine, if you want to chat after this. Divine. Eerie Eric. Are you going to eat all that stuff? Yes, pretty much. Not all of it, but almost. I mean, I can't eat the stove. I'll eat the fruit. I'll eat the fruit bar. I'll eat the crisp breads. I'll eat the crackers. I'll eat the chocolate bar. I'll eat the main. The bloated pork in gelatin? Nah, probably not. So there's a no on that. Yeah, Mountain House Chili Mac is all right. Chili Mac's pretty good. I have one or two of those. Yay, Letha. I haven't had a spaghetti one yet. I haven't had the Mountain House spaghetti myself. I don't imagine I would like it too much. I like homemade spaghetti, but I don't like any other spaghetti. Like, it's weird. I've not had any luck with MRE or Mountain House spaghettis. One of those was a coffee. Oh, Kalen. One of those was a coffee. Dang it. Maybe I screwed up then. That's definitely not a coffee. Not a coffee. Not a coffee. Those are all chunks. I think I put the coffee in here, Kalen. It's right there. Yeah. See, right there it is. It's coffee. Oops. Kawa. That's how I'd pronounce that. But yeah, the coffee is in the cup. And I had coffee last week, I think. Which maybe I'll have coffee this week as well. I don't know. I don't know what kind of mood I'm in. What was I reading through the comments for, or the chat for? There was something I was looking for. Oh yeah, Randy. Is Randy in the chat? Hopefully Randy will have put a letter in here. Divine Spirits Taco Girl messages TV. Wait, he just said my name. YouTube celebrity just said my name. I'm definitely not any type of celebrity. I don't claim that at all. But cool, yeah. I will read that again. Divine Spirits Taco Girl messages TV. I don't know what that means, but cool. That's an interesting YouTube handle. I'm going to open this up, and we're going to go from there. Because Randy sent this in. Like I said, I don't know what Randy's handle is, because there's no Randy that I've ever noticed in my chat. So... And it does say on the front, liquid, enclosed. So, hopefully they were a little more careful. Let me check that. I think it said that. Yep, it does. He does have liquid written on the box itself. There we go. I try to talk to everybody in the chat. Because, look, I'm nobody special. I've been on live streams with people that I would actually consider YouTube celebrities. I'll give you one of the artists that I actually like is a guy, he's called Mad Child. I kind of like the guy. I kind of like, I've watched some of his live streams and like stuff that he's just talking, not singing, rapping, whatever. Like the guy. LA Beast, talked to that guy quite a bit. His name's Kevin. In the chat and whatnot. I still have an MCIB unit that I opened up last year, saving it for contact who does ration repos. Oh, that's funny that you brought that up, Miss Kaylin, because hey, I was just thinking about this fella. I'll have to go on eBay and find his name, because I don't still have the shipping name and information, which he doesn't go by that name anyway. What he sent this to me under, but this is a reproduction that he does, and I've got a bunch of empty cans that I want to send him as well and hook him up. But it's got this cool reproduction spoon. Cool reproduction accessory packet, which, I mean, you can rip the notches if you want to be all authentic about it, or you can just open it up like I did from the top. It had the little sealed pack of Marlboros in there. Kind of cool. And then he had the B1 unit in there, which, kitty, no. There we go. Top opens up on like that. Had the vanilla fudge in there, which was super cool. We had these, I don't know what type of cans he's getting for these, but seedless grape jam, grape jelly in there. Alright, cat, that's enough. Go on. Gosh. And here was the beans, frankfurter chunks, and tomato sauce. Again, pop top lid. This is an authentic can, I'm sure, that he conditioned to be able to be closed like that. But look at that. Very well done. You know, the paint's a little bit off. I'm not going to lie. Like, that doesn't look like... But it looks close enough, especially at a distance. I mean, that's all the further away I got to get before it looks like a real can. You know, if you're looking at it like with a eagle eye, right up close and personal, you're going to see the difference. But outside of that, and then here was the chocolate nut roll. But Miss Kaylin, yeah, if you guys are looking in the market of reproduction, this fella right here, same dude that sent this to me, he does obviously the MCIs, and then he's also doing long range patrols reproductions that they look perfect from the outside. They look absolutely perfect. And again, I mean, if this was a real MCI, this would be the cleanest MCI you could find, just about. You know, I've got one MCI that's got a little stain on it right here. The only box that I ever had that was untouched, basically like this one looks right here, was a ham and lima beans. And I sent that to Steve, which you can see over there on Steve 1989's channel, the ham and lima beans review. Like, that's a great video. That was an important ration that had a, you know, a lot of lore behind it, I would say. Ah, stupid cat. Oh, super chat. Blindside, howdy all. Hope all is well. Sorry I haven't been around. Weekends have been super busy. Well, Blindside, man. Well, thank you so much for that super chat, Blindside. And, man, you know, I miss folks in the chat all the time. Like, where was whoever, you know, there's been people who disappear. I've only had 2 instances where people disappeared out of the chat, didn't ever come back, which I won't go into those stories right now. But anyways, like I said, go on eBay. You can look these up and find this fella. It's as quick as a message to him. Hey, it looks like Peter's here. I think that's his American name. That's what he told me. But I'm going to say Piotr. I know I'm saying that wrong. Piotr. Yeah, Piotr. Piotr. Anyway, delicious. My dude from Poland, who has done all kinds of amazing Polish reviews and a lot of other stuff, that he's been the first to get it. Like, I've watched his reviews over the years. He'll be the first one to get it. He doesn't get the recognition that he deserves for finding these rations and getting the reviews up first. And he gives a nice, honest review of rations. And I highly suggest you check out his channel. Link right at the top of my description. Delicious. His link is right there. So whatever this is, it's well packed. Again, this is from Randy, and I didn't see Randy sound off in the chat, so I don't know if Randy's here or not, but let's see what we've got here. Some good packing peanuts, though. Oh, hey now. This looks like a brew of some type. And it made the journey, which it's not an easy feat to pack liquid in a bottle in glass like this for it to make a journey in the mail. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the USPS does not give two craps about handling things. By the way, thanks again, Blindside, for that super chat, man. I really appreciate that. Slide out of here. What do we have here? A Ballantine, Triple X, America's largest selling ale. Ballantine and Sons, P.O. Box 739, Milwaukee. So this is another Milwaukee brewed. I think that's what I just had was Milwaukee. Cat. Milwaukee brewed as well. Now this looks a lot cleaner than the ale I just had, I must say. So the bottle's more see-through, I think is all it is. A lighter colored glass. But I must say, I've never heard of this one before. Purity, body, and flavor with the 3 circles right there that overlap. Yeah, I've never heard of this one before. I have to look this up and see what I can find about. Ballantine Triple X. I'm going to call that Triple X Ale. Anyways, Triple X Ale, not Triple XL, Triple X Ale. We also have something else in the box. Maybe there's a note in here too. Let me be a little more careful about what I'm doing here. Get some things out of the way. What is this? What is that? Oh, this is definitely Russian. I do remember someone asking me if I would eat a Russian. I've never seen one of these before. I don't even want to try to pronounce Shturm. Shturm. This is very, very much in date. Holy cow. I haven't had a fresh Russian ration in a long time. And this thing's got 1,400 calories in it. Almost, well, 1,447. That's a lot of calories. And there's a list right there. If anybody can read Russian, then you can figure out what's inside of this thing. But I do believe that he sent this to be eaten on a live stream. Let me see if I can find a note in here. That is super cool because I've never seen one of those before. There is a note. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Or awesome possum. Let me grab these peanuts real quick. All right. Just so you see, there is a note. Let me read it real quick. Hi, Smokey. I have a few weeks back, we chatted about Russian rations, so I thought I would send you one to try. Also included a classic American brew to enjoy with it. It's not an old beer, like you're used to. Really enjoy your live shows and appreciate everyone in the chat helping to answer my questions on MRE facts. Enjoy. Oh, it's Mulder. Oh, it's Mulder. Yay. Mulder 13. Yes. Cool. All right. Well, I gave away Mulder's first name. I'm sorry, guys. I did not give away Mulder's last name because I know some folks prefer anonymity. And that thing is super cool, man. Holy cow. That is awesome. What? 650 RP. What does RP mean? Anybody in the chat know what RP means? Is that... It's not rubles, right? RP? I don't know what RP stands for. See? Wait, Jazz Fest. Jazz Fest where? Good morning, Greg. You must be in Australia. Because it's morning, well, maybe not in Australia, but maybe Australia. Because it'd be about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning over there. I'm going to go throw this bad boy. This is our Mexican chicken stew with the dent in it. I've noticed. Can I pop that dent? Nope, I cannot. Nope. Anyway, this is Mexican chicken stew. I'm going to go throw this in some boiling water. And it is 48.52. All right. I'll be right back. Let me lift my button here. All right. Sorry about that, folks. I had to do a couple things there. start checking out some food, getting some drinks ready. Love the lid. I'm just going to enjoy this. Like that, you know what? I'm 99% sure that main's going to be good after I had the pork one last week. Pork rolls, which were freaking amazing. I don't know about that. Chocolate bar. Drink. Cutlery sets. I'll save those, give those away to somebody who wants them. I'm sure somebody will end up with those. Because why not? They got a cool little spoon in them. Fruit bar. Freeze-dried fruit. Crisp breads. I could go with that other coffee for sure. Have to find it. It's over here. Got our candy, salt and pepper, and xylitol gum. There is a coffee in here. Do I want to go with this? I'm going to skip the coffee. I don't think I need it or want it. If I do, let me see if I got a coffee up in here. Might just do a U.S. coffee this week. Yeah, why not? Alright. I am in the mood for a little bit of coffee. I need a creamer. If I can find one. There we go. Creamer. Got all this hot boiled water over here. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Alright. Here's our tea. I don't know what flavor. I don't even. This may end up being the same one that I had last week. I don't know. I don't think so, but it's possible. Nope, it's definitely not. The one I had last week was pink or raspberry-ish in color. This is going to be the lemon tea, I think. Doesn't have much of a... Yeah, you know what? I can pick up the lemon scent in that, though. I can. And I'm actually interested to try... I want to try a couple of these pebbles. Just to see what tea in pebble form tastes like. Sweet. Got a nice lemon tint to it. Yeah, I like that. See, I could make this hot or cold. Or, in this case, room temperature. Oh, ain't gonna be long, and I'm gonna have to take that. Watch out, Stella. I'm going to have to take that out of the boiling water. Check that salad. I don't know if it's any good, Amber. Alright, I'm going to give it 2 more minutes. Wait, I went in here for water. I grabbed the bottle and left it in here. Oh, that's what happens if you have a beer before you start the live stream. Whoops. Alright, let's get this a little bit of water. Seems like that was about right. Last week it didn't take much water. Set it off to the side for some of those pellets to dissolve down some. I'll do the cup of coffee real quick. You guys, if you're looking for your classic United States military MREs, foreignmre.com. Just type foreignmre.com. There's a link in my description, I'm sure. But you can go over there, get your case of MREs. You use your discount code OS10 or Oldsmokey10. You get yourself $10 off a case of those or a case of First Strike rations. Either or. They're hooking up viewers of the channel. So, you know, $10 off. I mean, it's cheaper than I found them on eBay today. I was looking. Alright, some United States coffee. This looks to be spray dried. Oh, still some coffee in there. Alright, it's definitely... I'm going to dump this in here. Well, I don't know how long ago that happened. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Alright, here's the main, and that's like parts of the paper and ink stuck to the lid right there. I'm interested to see if their take on Mexican chicken stew is the same as ours here in the good old US of A. I always find it interesting when one, let's call it nation or area, calls something by another region, like, for instance, this Mexican style chicken stew. I mean, I'm sure there's other things, I can't think of them right off the top of my head, but that we do that with. That looks like a good cup of coffee. Alright. Let's keep going here. Let's dig through this stuff. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know what happened there. You know, YouTube happened. Happens to me every week, at least once. Wouldn't be a live stream if it didn't stop at least one time during the week. And there's Bob Ross coming out to make his appearance. Good, good, good. Next, let's take a look at this fruit bar. Man, I really appreciate Mulder sending that, and I appreciate the super chats. Man, we had I think it was CT. Nope, sorry, super chats. Let me go into, and it's not going to tell me. Blindside was definitely one of them. The other one was, and I'm not going to be able to go back. Well, nope. Yep, I can't go back. Smokey, did you happen to get the message I sent you? I don't think so, Phoenix. I don't think I did. I looked at my emails, and I didn't see anything. There is the fig-flavored fruit bar with, like I said, it's got rice paper on the sides, on the, whatever, top and bottom. Definitely smells like fruit. Doesn't smell like figs so much, though. Like a Fig Newton. I don't know, maybe a little bit. Put it like that. This rice paper draws moisture. That's why I put it back in the wrapper like that. Just kind of like freeze-dried fruit does. And this is a zip seal. So just like a Ziploc bag, which I think is great. Believe it or not, you actually need that. Let's see if I can get one side of it opened up here. There we go. Let's take a look inside. Ooh, lots of strawberries. I know there's pineapple in there. There is, I don't know what that is. Is that a blackberry, maybe? Can't get to the daggone thing. There's supposed to, I think there's supposed to be bananas in here. It smells really good, though. It smells like candy. It smells like fruity candy. Ooh, I inhaled some of that dust. Woo! And there's a chunk of the chocolate bar. I haven't charged this thing since before last week, and it's still got half a battery. This thing's it works pretty good. BTemple here. I see someone saying hello, Brent. Divine Spirits Taco Girl messages TV says Steve 1999. I was watching him, and he in the MRE he was reviewing was from you, Smokey. Yeah, yeah, he did. He did a few I sent him. Let's see. I sent him the CR1M menu A B. I don't freaking remember. The MCI. I see. I sent him a in-flight meal, which is really cool. And then what else? There's been quite a few. Then there's some that that he also filmed that didn't make the channel, that he never did, that just didn't make it. Wasn't good enough after filming, which I understand. I do this stuff myself, so I understand exactly what that's like when you attempt to film something and it just doesn't turn out properly. Oh, stupid half pack of crackers. Next on the list, I think that's it. Oh, well, crisp breads. These should be the white ones. Ugh. Wait, was the first super chat from Smitty? Wait, who was it from? It was from a different country, because I don't think I'm going to be able to open that end of them. Not properly, anyway. I hate to rip them open. Nope, these are darker than last week's. Last week's were really fresh, though. Alright, this is the first thing I'm going to try real quick, because I just keeps pulling apart. No, I still do have the ones from last week. I'm going to give this a taste. So, I do still have the ones from last week, and I still have whatever I had left of the honey. Not much. Because I ate more after the stream, too. But, yeah. It's got to be the same. These are exactly the same. These are either wheat or whole grain, one or the other. They definitely have a whole grain feel about them as far as the flavor goes. I would consider these to be on this. They have almost a slight hint of sweetness to them, although they're definitely not sweet by anyone's palate, I would say. But they are fresh, and I've had these things go stale on me almost every time. For some reason, this ration held up tremendously well. Now, this lid's got some crap on it from the paper label that was across the outside. I set it on top of it, and like some of the ink and lettering and stuff came off. So, let's check out this Mexican chicken stew. Yep, I knew that was going to happen. I had a feeling. That looks a lot like marinara sauce. Oops. Trying to get this off without making a huge mess. There we go. I'm gonna have to go dispose of this thing because it is such a mess right now, currently, and I don't have a bag in here. Well, there it is. It's all over my fingers too. Huh. I had a towel in here where I carried that. What have I done with it? Oh, there it is. Nice. Mexican chicken stew. I see corn in here. I see heavily tomatoed based sauce. Great big old chili beans in there. Those are definitely chili beans. And lots of, wow, holy cow, look at the size of that chicken. Wow. That is a chunk of just chicken breast, right? I'm impressed already. I haven't even tried it yet. Let's do a little more digging. I mean, there's some beans, there's some tomato-based sauce, and then there's these huge, mainly two huge chunks of chicken. There's the other one, and then there's a little piece that kind of must have, I'd say, fallen off. Or that's fat, maybe. Yep, that's actually a piece of chicken fat that I will not be consuming. Nope, that can go right there. It's got like a red vein running through it too. You guys see that? I don't know about that. Scrape that. Give you guys a closer look at that. See that? It's got like a red spot in it right there. I'm sure that's some sort of vein, I would think, probably. So, yeah, chicken chili is a good description. I would say, Sunshine, of this. This is like a chicken chili. Although this chicken's not been shredded or anything. I'm going to shred this piece over here, since it's not as pretty as this piece over here. Yeah, that's solid. Okay. I'm going to kind of shred it, I guess. Just going to go at it with my spoon for a minute. Real quick. But before I get too deep into that, I want to get a little bit of this corn, a bean, and some sauce. And I want to get a good reading on how this is flavored. All right, here we go. Down the hatch. Boy. I don't know about that. I'd have a hard time calling that Mexican style anything. Really. Maybe Southern style, but it's no heat whatsoever, which I kind of wish it did have. It's definitely lacking that. The tomato-based sauce has a creaminess to it that you don't necessarily expect. It might have a little bit of cheese going on in there. I'll give it another try just to get a better reading. The corn is a really nice texture difference. Yeah. Oh, yeah. CT says maybe you should drink another beer before you eat that. Well, the only one I have handy is this one from Mulder. So, well, I take that back. I have those 3 gigantic ones that are, what, a quart or bigger? All of them. One's a half gallon, over a half gallon. Thank you, CT, for that super chat, my dude. What did he say before I eat this? Before you eat that? Oh, yeah, well, have a cerveza, as they would say in Mexico. Although this is Polish. This is a Polish Mexican style dish, which is blending all kinds of different things in my head right now, thinking like, you know, this is the Polish's, interpretation of, I guess, what Mexican chicken stew would be like. Although, I must say, I have to disagree with them. I think if this was going to be Mexican style, that it would have some peppers in there, that it have a little bit of heat, from maybe some cayenne or something along the red pepper, maybe. Um, this is not exactly what I would call Mexican style, although I will say that it is quite tasty. There's a chunk of tomato right there, dried tomato probably. I'd say it was dried at one point. Let's see. I'm trying to get that chicken over there chopped up. Make this side over here like Sunshine said, like almost like a chicken chili or something. I'm going in for a big bite right here. Lots of chicken, bean, corn. The corn's nice actually. Mm. The chicken is great. I've not had a bad piece of chicken out of a Polish ration yet. It's nice and tender. It's juicy. It's got a really nice chicken flavor to it. Added in with the rest of these components, the rest of the ingredients of this particular dish, brings it all together. The texture is really nice. There's no, fake compressed, pressed and formed crap here. This is just legit chicken breast that are over 3 years past their best by date, by the way. But I must say, there's no way you could tell it. There's no way that you would know. If I set this down in front of you and you ate it, and I didn't tell you, you'd never know that this was 3 years past its best by date. Mm. It's really good, actually. The only thing I'd say for this one is I would kind of wish for a little more a little fuller flavor with the base, with the actual stew part of it, because it's kind of hollow. It doesn't have a whole lot of bite to it. A whole lot of I know there's a whole lot of ingredients going on here, but nothing in there is really standing out other than the chicken. Now the chicken tastes fantastic. I'm going to try some of the crisp bread with it here real quick and see if they work together at all. They may or may not. I'm just going to take a bite off of here. I forgot about this. I must say that this is not bad. This is not horrible. You know, I would prefer the white crisp bread, I think, but that's a personal preference. I can't say that one would be better than the other for anyone else. But for me personally, I think that would be the case. I have to set this down and use this, or I'll end up getting it everywhere. Yeah, you know what? That actually does add something to it. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't. I'm at a loss for words when it comes to how this whole wheat flavor integrates with this chicken stew. Obviously, it adds a new texture, but it also adds this fuller, more wholesome flavor, I would call it. This is comfort food, if there ever was one. Cold night, out in the middle of nowhere. You would be loving your country from if you were from Poland and you had this. You was in the military and it was like, here's your 24-hour ration for the day. You got a menu 7. You had your pork rolls for dinner, or for lunch, whatever, and you're all getting ready to kick back and chill, and you want to have a good meal. This would be a nice nighttime, like sun just went down type of meal. No complaints at all for me about this. I can't say anything negative about any of these dishes. I mean, look at the chicken. Look at that freaking chicken. It's perfect. That's awesome. It's so good. So good. I mean, I'm enjoying every single bite of this. No doubt about it. Another chunk of fat right there I don't want. Molder popped in. Molder 13 says, excuse me, enjoyed the ration whenever. If you like Smokey, just let me know about the liver pate. Oh boy, which I'm scared of. Ballantine beer, my dad's favorite back in the 60s. Buffalo, New York area. Interesting. So I get to try your dad's favorite beer. Ballantine beer, Triple X. Well, I look forward to sharing one of your dad's favorite beers with everyone. That will be awesome. Look, there's a date on there too, October 25th to 21. So it best by in like a week. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, Molder, for sending that box in, man. And I can't think of anything that I particularly was going to do next week or anything, so we might just have this bad boy next week, along with the Ballantine beer and maybe another older brew to go along with it. Yeah, that'll be fun, man. And like I said, thanks for sending me a little piece of your dad. Actually, that's really cool that your dad used to drink this back in the 60s. Kaylin says the 650 on the strong is the weight of the ration. Oh, 650 grams. Oh, excuse me. So that's 650 grams. It's not heavy, obviously. It's about the size of a 80s MRE. If I was to put something that you guys could equate it to. I mean, an 80s MRE might be a little bit lighter in weight than this, but about the same size as what this is. But it feels like there's quite a few components in there. And if I was to guess, it looks like there's probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe like 6 food components in there. And then some other stuff like gum and, there's going to be a napkin, a spoon, things like that, I'm going to assume. But I've never seen one of these, so I'm going to have to look it up and see what I can find about this. But a fresh Russian ration, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat a fresh Russian ration. And I'm eternally grateful, Mulder. I really appreciate that, man. Very lemony. Lots of lemon flavor there. It's not watered down or anything. I mean, I didn't go overboard with the water, but I feel like I did add a little bit too much water, and it's still pretty good. That's just a nice, solid tea. It very much so reminds me of a Lipton lemon iced tea, which I've had plenty of. If you're ever in New York City and you don't want to pay $3, $4 for a bottle of pop or whatever, bottle of soda, get yourself one of those, what is it, a half a liter or a liter? You can get like a great big thing of Lipton iced tea for $1, for $1.99. It's the best value. I survived off of those things a lot while I was in New York City. And, it's a cheap way to be able to have something to drink. Got your caffeine, things like that, and not have to pay an arm and a leg. The coffee. I'll wait on the coffee. What do I want to move to next? I want to eat the rest of this. I want to enjoy that. I gotta have another bite or two or three, real quick. Just real quick. Yeah. It's such a really comforting type dish. Look at that. I mean, that looks like something you would just cook on the stove. That does not look like something that come out of a ration. Tell me I'm wrong. And I've actually come to like these with the stew. Those two flavors do mix quite well. One more bite and then I'll move on, guys. I can heat this up after. I like the fact that there's way more chicken than anything else in there. That is awesome. I mean, this dish was probably 60 to 65% chicken. What was edible? Daniel says, I love the Lipton iced tea. Both the brisk and the other regular sort of one. It's sold in the 12-pack bottles. It's a cheap way to be able to have something to drink in New York City. I know that. Trying to figure out what BTemple ate that was good, that was surprisingly good. Something old, I'm going to assume. I had sushi a couple days ago. Well, a few days ago. I must have missed whatever they're talking about with BTemple. Want to shoot for even older tomorrow, Pete? Oh, 1943 B unit, BTemple says. By the way, link to BTemple's channel down in my description, since YouTube disabled being able to click on someone in the chat's name and go directly to their channel. You used to be able to do that. Now you can't do that anymore, but there is a link to BTemple's channel right down in my description if you guys want to go check out his channel or any of his videos that we happen to maybe be talking about right now. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up or down. Either way, Google gets its fix of information that it wants from you, so it makes them happy. Oh, I forgot to put sugar in that. Ooh, yeah, that sucks. Not good, actually. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not good either. I got some solidified sugar here. I'd say it'll dissolve in that hot coffee. Maybe. Probably not. Probably not, my luck. I don't think I have any other sugars laying around here. Yeah, I do. Boom. And it's also solidified. I guess it's kind of like cube sugar then, right? See? Chunks of sugar. I bet it doesn't dissolve like like cube sugar does, though. Because this wasn't designed to be this way. I'll give it a couple minutes to do its thing there and dissolve. While I'm doing that, I will move on to this fig-flavored fruit bar. Oh, you know what? I got to get into these super hard rusks or tank treads or super hard crackers with caraway seeds in them. Get the caraway seeds in there. There's a good example. Camera focus. Yeah, here's a better example. Get the caraway seeds in there. I mean, they're These are some of the freshest ones I've ever had. That package has been open since last week, but I did have it folded over and in another bag. So I'm assuming it's not too much different than it was last week. Might be a little bit more stale, but I doubt it. Before I move on, I got to try a little bit of this with one of these pieces of cracker. I can't believe how soft that cracker is. I mean, not soft, but not insanely rock hard. Oh, yeah, the little tongs to pick up sugar cubes. Yeah, I remember those. I used those somewhere within the last year or two. A couple years, maybe 2-3 years. Hotel or something. Usually these things are awful, like as far as their texture goes. But surprisingly, these ones are, I don't know, they're edible. You know what I mean? They don't kill your teeth. And I've never had them where they weren't ridiculously hard. I will say they don't mix as well with the Mexican style stew as these do. These are a lot better. These on their own are kind of overpowering flavor-wise. But the tomato neutralizes a lot of that flavor in here and makes these almost turn into a creaminess added to the flavor of the Mexican stew. Yeah. See, those on their own, they're very earthy. Just a light sweetness to them. Really got that whole grain flavor going on, but all in a very, like, rustic way. All, you know, I don't know how else to describe that. Like a unrefined type flavor. Now these things, like I said earlier, these things are one of my favorite items to get. These cereal bars are just absolutely outstanding. This happens to be a fig flavored one. I've had cherry, I've had lime, I've had, what else? Apricot, which is really good. What else have I had? I've had a bunch of different ones of these, and you know, fig's probably at the bottom of my list, but these are still awesome. Doesn't matter. There's a little bit of look underneath the rice paper. Stuff that gets kind of sticky, but these are meant to be able to be eaten by hand easily. So, they all had that similar initial flavor. I don't know if that's I don't think the rice paper would really have much of a flavor, but every one of these that I've had has a very similar initial flavor, and then once you chew up the bar and get into the fruit more, it explodes with whatever fruit flavor it happens to be. And this one happens to be fig. It's not too sweet by any means. It's got a little bit of a sourness to it, like a sweet and sour. Kind of like a sweet, like a sour candy type sourness. It really is so good. I wish I could share this with each and every one of you guys out there. Unfortunately, they don't give you much to start with. So, cut that in little tiny pieces and still wouldn't be enough for shipping. I could eat one of those every single morning and not get sick of them. I really do just enjoy the way those bars are put together. You know, I wouldn't mind having a different flavor every day or every other day or something like that, but even if I couldn't, I would still be able to eat those every day and not be upset about it. Wait a second. What are you sucking head of? Oh, I bet we're talking about like crawdads or something. Or, what are they called? I call them crawdads. What do you guys call them? You guys call them something else. Crawfish. Yeah. Anyway. Next on the list, since I've already went down a fruit rabbit hole, let's go with this fruit. Which there's a lot of strawberry going on in there. I assume that's what that is. Yeah. It's just kind of a funky looking piece of strawberry. It looks like it kind of, almost like it was kind of a little bit rotten when they cut it up or something. I don't know. Give it a try. Very sweet. The strawberry flavor is just obviously over the top. Very light, airy. Obviously it's freeze dried. What is that? I don't know what kind of berry that is. Obviously I can't tell by smelling it. Give it a good look. Blueberries don't usually look like this, so I'm doubting it's a blueberry. Anybody know Polish, know what type of fruits are in here? The list is going to be right here. I'm pretty sure that means bananas. It's just kind of missing the B. I think there's... Oh, wait. Maybe that's bananas. I don't know. Anyway, give it a try. Very sour. I don't know what that is. It's very sour, though. Cherry? I'll bet you that's a cherry. Yep. That's like a sour cherry. Getting to some of these other parts is not going to be easy. And they're little chunks, little pieces. That's all it's through there. I think that might be pineapple. Yep. Pineapple. This might be apple. Yep. That's what that tastes like. That's what the texture feels like, too. I've eaten a lot of freeze-dried apples. I've eaten a lot of freeze-dried pears. And a crap ton of freeze-dried strawberries. But, unfortunately, they don't sell the freeze-dried fruit at Dollar Tree like I used to buy all the time. I'm pretty bummed out about that because that was my go-to place for freeze-dried fruit. Such an awesome spot. Alright, we got some jam up in here. I'm going to go ahead and dig into that too. I don't know what flavor this is, but we'll find out. Hopefully together, maybe I can figure it out. Maybe not. Depends. Sometimes jam's kind of hard to nail down. Ooh, okay. Might be cherry, just by looking at it. Give it a smell. That ain't got much of a smell to it. It does appear to have a red to it. Anyway. Alright, give it a try. It's brown at best. I mean, that's a brown color for sure. It looks to be a little fibrous too. I don't know. I don't know what this might be. You know what? I want to try it on its own before I go trying it on a cracker or something. I want to try it just on its own. Somebody out there probably knows what this is, what flavor it is, but here we go. It almost seems like... What is that? Almost like a currant or something, maybe. I'm stumped. It totally gets lost. The flavor of these is so predominant that you can't taste any of the jam. It's very soft in texture, almost like an apple butter texture. I don't know what this is. Bus stop. That's probably because a lot of the roadkill gets donated, and there's a lot of good meat on venison when a deer gets hit. A lot of times, not always, but a lot of times. And shelters and stuff will use that to make chilies or whatever, and use that as a protein. I don't know. I'm stumped. I don't know what freaking flavor this is. It's killing me. I'm not going to just keep going here, but I mean, it got a similar flavor to grape. As soon as I know what flavor it is, I'll be like, oh yeah, duh. Of course it's that flavor. A little bit of that honey left. Not much. Chocolate. Of course. Hey man, got laughed at the first time because I'm 5'4", 105-pound female. They said I would never make it out with the deer. Sounds like you live around here. Yeah, people say stuff like that around here. Never underestimate anybody. I guess I've learned that lesson. Oh man, dang it. That is definitely on my pants. At least it landed on me instead of the floor. That's awesome. Glad for that. Coffee with some sugar. Spoon. Okay, the sugar seems to pretty much have dissolved. There's a little crunchy in the bottom. A little bit. The coffee that actually came in this ration was a lot stronger than the American coffee, but it was real smooth. Like, very smooth. Man, I can't get past. This is like one of my favorite cups of coffee to have now. After you've been doing this like I have for a long time, and I like try to get a cup of coffee at Speedway or anywhere else, it just doesn't taste right. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Hey, Gundog's here. Gundog actually sent me one of these exact rations. Menu number 7. I still have it somewhere under the table, I do believe. But sent me this exact ration, and it's got to get an actual proper real review. This one right here I bought off of Delicious. But same ration, amazing ration. You guys got to go check out Gundog's channel if you guys haven't done that already. I'd say most of you have. But if you haven't, it's real simple. Link in my description to all of these wonderful folks I've talked about. Steve1989, G. Schultz, Gundog, we got CT, Smitty. You go down the list. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons. Not tons and tons and tons. There's a lot of ration review channels in my description that you guys should check out. Miss Renee, a long time ago, actually made me up a female ration reviewer channel list, which I'm sure is quite irrelevant by now. I'd say 3/4 of those people have stopped messing around in the ration review community or doing anything like that. Heck, I'd say up to a year ago, 6 months to a year ago, maybe longer, give or take. But anyway, there's a list down there. I think that's pretty much it. It is. other than the vitamin C candy and xylitol gum, but I'm going for one of these camels right now. Miss Marilyn sent me. Last one out of this little compartment, which means there is 30 left, which means there's 29 smokables left, because I always leave one in the container for whoever gets the container to try if they want to. But these ones, although I think I need to pack it a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. I don't want to go overboard. That's better. Yeah, that's better. Now, get the coffee out of my mustache. Turn the camera around, and I will talk to you guys for a little bit. Maybe I can get this. If I go screwing around with it too much there, whenever I go to flip it back down, it won't be pointed where I need it to be pointed. Got my eating history cane here. You can't beat that after a good meal like this, which I'm not done with this meal by a long stretch. That chicken is calling my name. It is that good. I might talk some things up a little bit more than what maybe they should be. I don't try to do that. It's just in the moment, that's how I'm feeling. But this one and last week's, these ones right here are really off the charts good. Going to get going. Thanks for the great company in the chat. Thank you, Smokey. Well, thank you, Puppy Breath. Puppy Breath. Gator Nuggets. I haven't had Gator in years. I've had Gator. It's funny. I think I got some right. Well, no. This is Crocodile. Croc. It's just jerky, though. It's not like having fresh cooked Gator or anything like that. But you know what? I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's quite gamey. It's tough meat. Gamey can be good, but it can also be bad. It just depends on the animal, the environment, I guess, is it got a lot to do with it. You can cook the gaminess out of venison. Absolutely. But also, that depends on how you cook it. Venison can taste really gamey, or it can also taste like beef. I've had venison chili. I've had steaks that you couldn't tell hardly that. Well, if you didn't know already, which it's kind of hard to not know what you're getting into when you're having something like that. Depending on, even doesn't matter who cooks it, you're still going to kind of know. But if you didn't know, I think you could be fooled by venison steaks and things like that, especially like a chili or something. Had frogs on the same Chinese buffet that you had crawfish on. So, the best down south New Orleans style, South Carolina, that Florida area style, anything that I ever had was I used to work with this guy probably around the year 2000, 2001. Then I worked with him again in like 2004 or 2005. But his name was Lance. And he was exactly what you would think of when you would think of someone from Louisiana. He talked like he had that French, that like just the way he talked. He really sounded like he was from New Orleans, like the French Quarter. And he cooked up a, what do you call it? It was I guess it might have been a crawfish boil, because there was crawfish in there, there was shrimp in there, potatoes, onions, something else in there. I can't remember what it was. But he also made this like his own family special sauce to it come down from generations that you dipped everything in. And oh my God, dumped it out on the middle of a great big picnic table, had newspapers all laying out, and I'll never forget that. That was 20 years ago. Let's call it 20 years ago, because it probably happened around 2000, 2001, somewhere along in there. And I'll never forget that meal. I would love to have another meal like that or similar, but I've never had the opportunity to have a meal like that again. Gumbo. Is that what it is? Was it gumbo? I think he called it a crawfish boil. I can't remember. It's been a long time ago. I remember the meal. I don't remember what he called it though. And the same guy, Lance. I don't remember his last name, but the next time I worked with Lance, we were working in. I think we were working in Pennsylvania, and he was actually on the run from law enforcement at the time, and they ended up picking him up towards the end of that job. They ended up finding him and getting him, which I can't remember what he was on the run for. It was something. It wasn't anything violent or anything like that. I think he owed some money or something. I can't remember. It sucked though that he got arrested, but he did get arrested. I remember that. Oops. Dad used to crawfish boils. We had whole new potatoes and oh yeah, the corn on the cob. That's right. Yes, it's like corn on the cob cut in 2 or 3 pieces. Y'all are making me hungry. That never happens. Well, I'll tell you what. That's some good food down south right there. Ugh. Good God, Smokey, the company you keep. What? What kind of company? Oh, Lance, that fella. Well, he wasn't really a company that I kept so much as just a guy I worked with. The weekend that I had my best friend with me, we were working, and he invited us over to his place. He had an apartment. I remember he had an apartment. We were living in a hotel, but he had an apartment. And he told us that he was going to cook up this special meal. We didn't know what it was until we got there. And he had this great big old pot out there boiling over a fire. And yeah, it was, I would say, probably top 5 meals of my life. Maybe top 3. I'll never forget that meal. And the special sauce sticks out in my head. I don't remember, like I couldn't tell you right now exactly what it tasted like or anything, but I remember it being really good. And it was really spicy. The whole thing was really spicy. And I didn't like spicy stuff so much back then. But for some reason, I really liked this entire meal. And I really enjoyed it. Oh, cool. You're working on a new video right now, Gundog? That's awesome. Beard looks like you kissed a radioactive gopher. Yeah, I need to get this out of mine. A little gray. A little gray over here. A little gray. Block gray, whatever. I mean, maybe once I go all gray, I'll just let it go gray. But I've dyed it like probably... I've probably dyed it 5 or 6 times now, I think. I think I'm on my 2nd box of beard dye that I've ever bought. I don't remember when the first time I dyed it was. It was probably a couple years ago now. Probably right around before the show started or something like that. Something like that. Gray means character. One of these days I'm going to shave it off. Kind of get an idea without a little bit. It's kind of hard to imagine. I was going to download an app on my phone that I saw a video of a guy. It was like beard remover or something like that, and I started looking for the app and I couldn't find it. but it's a filter that you can put on your phone, take a picture, and it'll take, or it's live. You know, it's actually incorporates it as a live image as you move your camera around, and it removes the beard off a person. And the guy in the video I was watching was doing that to his buddies. They were like, he was, you know, had it on the selfie camera showing his buddies what they'd look like without a beard. And I think that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, voguing. Kind of. I don't know how to. I mean, there's kind of a goatee look, I guess. Kind of. Get an idea. It's a little long though. One of these days though, I will be cutting this bad boy off. One of these days, might do it. Raise some charity money or something to cut the old beard off. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a fan of the grunt style clothes, man. The shirts, I really am. Nola accent, that Cajun accent, like I got. Yeah, Cajun, definitely. He had a hard Southern Cajun drawl, is what I would have said. I'd say most people wouldn't understand a lot of what he was saying if they weren't used to being around that. Just not to go on a rant about how the way he talked, but a lot of people have trouble understanding Southern dialects, and I guess where I'm from, West Virginia, I've heard or I've been around both. So, there are some people here that have a unique way of speaking. I don't know how else to put it, be any nicer than what I'm saying right now. So, I don't want to say they, well, kind of a redneck-ish type, dumbed down. A lot of people get it. Your impression of a person from West Virginia might be that they might not be so intelligent. Did you guys see that? What is that? There's no flash or anything over here, so that shouldn't have picked up on camera like it did. And I looked, I don't see anything. Huh. Anyways, I've had a lot of people close to me pass away recently, so maybe that was an orb. Yeah, spicy tuna rolls. I saw it. I saw it in the camera. It was over here, and it was like doing this, and then it looked like it was right here. And I looked, and there was nothing there in front of my eyes, like a little bug or something, maybe, or like a piece of dust. I don't know. It was going upwards, though. I'd have to go back and watch that. Yeah, I'm gonna check the time. I might go back and rewatch that just to see if it made an upward path, and then I don't know. Anyway, not to get too technical on that, because, like I said, there has been some people pass away recently, close to me. Oh, you lost your house in Katrina, and again in Ida. Wow. Yeah, that's I guess that's one of the huge risks of living there, right? Um, not not cool that happened. That happened to you twice, losing your place. Like that's oh, god dang it, man. That's a horrible thing to. I can only imagine. I can't say that I know. I can only imagine from people that I've talked to that have dealt with it and things like that. Hurricane season's almost over, I assume. When's Mardi Gras? Is it over? Has that already happened? Look it up. From all you folks from down south there, I figured one of y'all can wrap it off and tell me real quick. I've got 32 unchecked messages right now. Oh, no way. Probably shouldn't say what I just read, and I won't. But Gusto's busy tonight, so he couldn't make it. Starts in March and ends in February. Mardi Gras? Wait. What? So it's all year? Is that what you're saying? I'm confused. I gotta look it up. When is Mardi Gras? Cool, Google.
Here's the definition of
Draw. When is Mardi Gras?
Shrove Tuesday will be on Tuesday, March 1st, 2022.
Okay, so it's a March, beginning of March thing. Starts on a Tuesday, Fat Tuesday, right? Mardi Gras is March 1st, 2022, Fat Tuesday. It's the last day of the carnival season. Oh, it's the last day. As it always falls the day before Ash Wednesday, the first day of Lent. Okay. I've never been. I've never been down there for that. Although, I would like to go. Oh, Fat Tuesdays. Is that what I said? What did I say? I think that's what I said, right? I don't know. The description it said it ends the day before Ash Wednesday, which is the first day of Lent. Makes sense. But isn't... Hang on. Hang on a second. Isn't Lent a Jewish holiday? Am I confused? Hold on a second here. I don't know. I'm not well versed in Mardi Gras anything. Mardi Gras history, Mardi Gras lore, Mardi Gras anything, but I guarantee you some of you folks are. William DeMole, what's up, man? Good to see you. Spicy tuna rolls. Instead of Taco Tuesdays, we need MRE Tuesdays. I wouldn't mind doing some Tuesday live streams myself. Uh, extremely drunk come Fat Tuesdays, might go to jail again. that's a bad day if you ask me. I want to hear about the fruitcake and Harley Davidson wine coolers. Okay, I can tell you about the fruitcake. Was one of the oldest ones that I've had, and it tasted like almost like an electrified roll of pennies. Had a really stark, harsh, metallic bite to it. Although I think I did eat some of that. Ultimately, it just wasn't. It really wasn't edible anymore. It was so dried out and so aged that the can must have been compromised in some way, or seen some really hot temperatures. The Harley Davidson wine coolers just absolutely sucked. They were, I'm going to say, top 10 of the worst alcoholic drinks that I've had. Uh, the 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 Jimmy Carter's brother, that beer. What was that called? Wow, I'm having a brain fart right now. But that beer, I don't know what it was about that. It was some of the worst that I've had, and now at this point, I have drank 50 times more than what I had drank at that point of vintage alcoholic beverages. I've drank a lot at this point. Not as many as gabeRILLA has. gabeRILLA's been doing nothing but vintage alcoholic drinks and other vintage drinks for Billy Beer. Yes. Thank you guys. Uh, he's been doing it now for probably 6, 7 years, something like that. Probably at least 6 that I know of for sure. So there's a link to gabeRILLA, or it used to be SparrowMedicine, and I think that's what his old link still says, SparrowMedicine, that you can check. That's right down in the description if you want to go back and check. At one point, he had the oldest, probably still does, the oldest alcoholic beverage ever drank on YouTube. Might have just been the oldest beverage, period. And I want to say it was like 18 something, 18. Don't quote me on that because I can't remember what the date was on it, but it was really old. It was really old. And that would be one that's worth checking out. Yeah. Anything else that any other questions about the show, I'll be happy to answer because I enjoy talking about it. It was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I enjoyed it. Had tons of fun with it. Would do it again in a heartbeat. Of course, COVID is not going to allow anything like that to happen. Especially with the way that politics are around it right now. It's just... It's not a reality. I guess one thing that I'll say I'll tell you guys one of my experiences, call it bad experiences that I had, was I've got a box of it sitting right over here, still sealed, a box of 1989 Batman cereal. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think LA Beast might have tried and did eat. He could have pureed a whole, he might have put a whole box of that in a blender and drank it, if I'm not mistaken. But I'll tell you this, I ate an entire bowl of that, and I ended up, see, this is the part where it's like, I don't want to get too graphic. I ended up in the restroom for a long time after that. Let's just put it that way, to keep it on the kind and not too graphic side of things, that tore my stomach up in a way that didn't allow me to leave that bathroom for about 3 hours. I don't know why I decided to eat a whole bowl of that, but at the moment I did. When I tried it dry, it wasn't all that great. Put the milk to it. It was definitely bearable, and it still had a nice crunch to it. So I was like, I'm going in. And Josh was putting a quarter in the little Batman head for every a quarter for every piece of cereal that I took in a bite. So if I had like 6 pieces in a bite, it was $1.50 in the bank. And I think he had like, I want to say $50 in quarters or something like that. $60 in quarters. I can't remember how many quarters he had, but I took a lot of them, and I took a lot of them in that bank. So it's kind of like I felt like I got challenged, so I had to respond. Yes, yeah, Gundog. I'll just agree with your chat comment. Kinda, pretty much, like, yeah. Yeah, Golden Corral, the only one that used to be around here, they shut it down. They shut it down after COVID shut them down. They shut down all, I'd say probably every single Golden Corral in the country at one point, or, when they did like the solid lockdown back in like April, May, June, something like that of 2020. They reopened for a little bit, I do believe, and then they closed down. They never recovered after that. So the Golden Corral around here shut down, and now it's just an empty building. Golden Corral went way downhill, in my opinion, especially the one that local to me, that is the only one within distance that I can think of. Shut them down there too. Spicy Tuna Roll says the West Coast. Wow, Uh, I would almost bet that about half of them shut down, and that was the only place that I could think of that was still like a buffet that was around. I mean, when I was growing up, there was a place called Duff's, and then or no, it was called Dale's, and then it turned into Duff's, like Duff's beer off of Simpsons. Yeah, Duff's beer, like same thing, Duffs, Duff's. Loved that place as a kid. It had a rotating, uh, yeah, buffet that you just went up and stood there, and the food went, come by, you grab whatever you want. If you missed it, you had to wait for it to come back around. That type of deal. I love that place though. I don't know what it was, and store bought Heiner's rolls, they would like lightly bake them to where they get just a little harder on top, and they were warm, and they'd have a big pile of them in that rotating thing. I don't know why. I love those things. I love the mashed potatoes and the chicken. Yeah, I miss that place. That place is still there. I wonder if the rotating, uh, yeah, thing is still in there. The rotating buffet. Avoided what place like the plague? Oh, Golden Corral was decent when they first opened. Yeah, it was when they first opened. It did go downhill after a while. It seemed like whenever they started having Jeff Foxworthy come in, this was back in like probably 2013, 2014, something like that. They had him doing commercials for them. I can remember because we were at the beach, and they had this big cutout of Jeff Foxworthy standing at the door, and we were like waiting in line just to get in because we must have went at like lunch or dinner time for old folks because it was like 5 something, and there was just this big line, and we had to look at Jeff Foxworthy for like 30 minutes as we walked into this place, and it kind of seemed like it went downhill after that. Like they spent a lot of money on Jeff Foxworthy to advertise, and then it just kind of went downhill after that. Margaritaville. I don't think I've been there. Wait, yeah, maybe yes. Actually, I have. As a matter of fact, where was I at? I was in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach, and we went there. I remember that now. By Old Country. So the cat, Brownie, has discovered the box of packing peanuts that Mulder sent the Russian and the beer in, and she's loving it. She's like, she's gonna lay down in there. She's here. Give me that. Give me the note. Stupid cats. Oh, I had a new one show up. Yay! If I can catch it, I'm going to give it away. I know a lady that will take kittens. She takes them as long as they're like, smaller kittens. This thing couldn't be any more than probably 12 weeks old, if that. It's all by itself, scared to death. Showed up on the back porch just meowing, meowing, meowing. I couldn't catch it. I went down and blocked off where it was running off to, and I caught it, and I brought it in. I was petting it. Like I washed it off and took a flea comb to it, cleaned it up, and I let it go back outside. I didn't see it for a day and a half at all, and then earlier today I saw it again. So it's still out there. I just don't know what to do. I've tried catching it again, and I can't catch it again today. So I don't have any kittens, no, other than the one that just showed up. Like, they're not mine. All my cats are fixed. All the cats that have showed up, that people have dropped off and all that crap, I've taken them and gotten them all fixed. I paid all the money to get them all fixed. Man, don't even get me going down that rabbit hole of how much I've spent getting these stupid cats fixed. Anyway. Yeah, right here. Come here. Yeah, Brownie, come here. Right here's $230. Right here. Get her fixed, which I do like her. She's one of my buddies. Aren't you, Brownie? You love your daddy. Yeah, you don't care. You'd run away in a heartbeat, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? No, 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 no. Brownie, what are you doing, honey? No. Yeah. You're a good kitty. Alright, here. Back in the pack of peanuts. Oh, oh, you're going to tip it over. I don't want to clean them up. There. Get in there, Brownie. Alright. I'm going to wrap this. Watch. Do not jump up there. Absolutely not. No. No, no, no. No. Back up. Back up. Back up. Back up. Thank you. History Savior 1941. Link in the description to History Savior. You guys got to go check out History Savior's channel. He says that Russia's cool to visit. I don't know that I'd want to live there either. I mean, I know they got a lot going on over there. I hear a lot. Of course, can you believe anything that you hear in the media? I don't know. Some things maybe. Most things no. I don't think so. I know that they have an affinity to lie. Whatever fits their particular driving point. I don't want to use the word. Anyway, their agenda. Chuckarama buffet. Still going in Utah. I don't know why the name makes me think of Chuckarama. That's a different one. Kind of like Duff's and Dale's used to be here. I mean, I don't know that they were ever a chain or anything. Probably not, because I never heard of any other restaurant anywhere else had that name. But freaking loved that place here. Loved it. It's my favorite place to eat as a kid. We'd end up going there maybe a couple times a year, probably, if I was to guess. But it was like a big thing. We're going to the buffet. It's awesome. I do miss that place. I really do. Before I sign out, man, like I said, you guys, if you want to come up with an idea of something cool to take to this Thanksgiving dinner, go to AnnandAlan.com and pick yourself up a gooey butter cake. It looks like that right there. That's the standard, classic butter-flavored gooey butter cake. Honestly, that'd probably be my preference. That'd probably be my favorite out of the bunch. I've only tried 2 different flavors, I believe. Yeah, I have. Had the pumpkin. I think it was just pumpkin. And then I had 2 of the butter. And the butter, beat them. Anyway, going to flip the camera back around. We're going to sign off from this week. And hope to see you guys next week. We'll most likely be checking out this right here that Mulder sent in. Anybody knows anything about this particular, I'm going to assume a civilian Russian ration right here. Russian individual combat ration pack. Obviously it's probably not going to be any type of combat anything, but modeled after a single meal combat ration pack. But at the same time, it's going to be made most likely by the exact same manufacturers, exact same mains, exact same everything. It's just packaged to sell to civilians. So that might most likely, probably, maybe be the next week live stream. And I'm looking forward to that because I love me some good Russian food. I don't know what the main in that's going to be, but I'll find out. Mulder said he wanted to know about the liver pate in there. And I can already tell you, unless you're a liver pate fan, you're not going to like it. You're just not going to like it. Now, if you have experienced liver pate before and you've enjoyed it, then this is probably some of the best liver pate you can get. Because if that's one thing that the Russians know, it's liver pate. Like, they got that down to a science. I mean, they make the stuff at home all the time. Like it's a thing. It's a thing that they do. About like vodka. Liver pate and vodka, man, and some sunflower seeds, and they're good to go. I know those sound like cliches, but ask any Russian that you know if those aren't true, because they are. They're very true. But guys, thank you guys so much, especially anybody who's made it this far in. Man, you guys are troopers. I love the fact that you guys hang out with me, spend your time with me. I personally really appreciate that, and it doesn't go unnoticed, man. Like every week I look forward to this day. I love hanging out with you guys, just shooting the crap for however long we're on here, and everything everybody does. Mulder sending in a box this week, man, I really appreciate that. That's super appreciated. I really was, and it gives us great content for another week of live streams. It's a little bit hard to come up with content after you've been doing this for as long as I've been doing this for. Sometimes I do struggle with that, and this makes it easy. This makes it easy, and that is awesome. That takes one of the hardest parts of trying to figure out what I'm going to do, makes it easy. So, but all right, guys, don't forget that thumbs up or down, either way, doesn't matter to me. I understand either way. If you don't like this type of stuff, I understand the long live streams and all that. Give it the thumbs down. I'm cool with that. Google doesn't care whether it's an up or down. They just see it as interaction. After this uploads, anybody wants to comment that they like that as well. Oh, Hope. Wait, now, I just about missed this. Cyanide Cookies just said, appreciate that you are here for us to hang out with, Smokey. Bringing awesome people together. Man, thank you so much, Cyanide Cookies, or Dan from Australia, man. That is a good point. There are a lot of great folks that come together here on these live streams. And thank you so much for that super chat, Dan. Yeah, but you are right. This is became quite the community. And one of these days, hopefully sooner rather than later, I don't know, we have to kind of, we need to make a community like place where we can discuss things like this, or we can do it right here in the chat and talk about how we're all going to get together one of these days. Well, we're going to attempt to get as many people together as we can. We got to do that at some time. You know, just kind of hang out and shoot the crap. And I just saw a last minute super chat with no context, no nothing coming in. Just a very generous super chat came in there from Bourbon Street Nola. Thank you so much, Bourbon Street Nola, for sending in that super chat. Let me see if Bourbon Street Nola had anything to say. Still, thank you guys. You guys are too much. You're too generous. You're too kind, and you're too cool for hanging out with me. Notice I can't. I mean, if I do this, I can. Okay, how many people can? Like, I can't bend my pinky down without bending that finger down. So if I count 1, 2, 3, it's 1, 2, 3, right? Or 1, 2, 3. I can do that, but I can't. I guess I can do kind of that, like that. But these two fingers right here don't want to move independently from each other. Like they do, but they don't. Like, anyway. That's one thing I've noticed. Like some people, the way they hold up, like 3, or they might go like 3, like that, and my pinky does not want to go away, and it hurts my wrist right there, which I've got wrist issues on my right hand side, but I can't do it with my left at all. It's like this funky. I can't. Even if I hold it down, it still. See where my ring finger ends up? It won't go out any further than that, and that's me trying with everything I got. It won't go past that point. It's weird. It's weird. I find that strange. Because people can do that without nothing. Some people are double jointed too. Truth on the YouTube, and they ban you for life. Yes, I have to chew suck. You are more than correct. I have made the mistake of talking true feelings, and somewhat I went down a little bit of a political hole a couple times, went down the rabbit hole of conspiracies a couple times, And when I swear to God, it's like YouTube was listening, and they was like, "Yep, we're done with you. We're just, yep, we'll use you for toilet paper, and we'll just, flush you." And that's pretty much where you're at if you do anything like that. I'm pretty good with my finger work. Practice, practice, practice. It doesn't matter how much I practice. This will never work for me. My pinky will never. I'll never be able to hold those 3 fingers up independently without help. You know what I mean? And that's with my knuckle bent right there. If I was to try to hold it all the way down, that's what I get, is that finger bending all the way down right there. They just don't move independently from each other. My hand does not work that way. It's interesting though. Like I said, I don't know what dictates whose hands do what. My camera's all messed up where I had it moving it around for my face. All right, folks, I'm going to sign off from this week's live stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, like I said. And, well, next week, like I said, probably the Russian. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me all this amount of time. Next week, hopefully the Russian and the beer, and probably another older beer, and, who knows? Who knows what could happen in between now and then? That's a whole 7 days, whole week apart. It's hard to tell. Thumb up or down either way, and comment, all that happy stuff. Huge thanks to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for hanging out over there and being patrons for me. One of these days, I'm going to put the money that I've saved up over there towards something really cool for the channel. And this channel is going to go through some changes. I would say probably pretty soon. I have my fingers crossed when I say probably pretty soon. I don't want to count no chickens before they hatch, so I'm not going to. I hope hope it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's good. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, I'll be able to tell you guys what I'm talking about pretty soon and kind of fill you in. But I'm going to go heat this up. I hadn't eaten anything at all starting this out today. I had eaten nothing all day, kind of waiting on this. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that. And I'll see you guys. Well, I guess now really all I got left to do is say thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you on the next live stream. Later.